Here's the deal. So it would be fun, and all of us are rooting for it because it would be fun. But you're telling us it would make sense, and I want to just make sure I'm understanding your rationale. You think Pitts is just that kind of special? Like Mel said, he's the best at his position he's ever seen. You think he makes that much of a difference?
He's Darren Waller. He controls the middle of the field. He's a bloated up, stretched out receiver. But people always think I'm crazy, but he's one of one, meaning that you can go other places. If you want a corner, if you don't get Newsome, you can go out and get somebody else that's his comp. There's no other comp in this draft that's like him. So I think the Dallas Cowboys can address other positions, Greeny, in that round. Everybody's talking about the corner. I just named you one that probably nobody really is familiar with, Paulson Adebo. He ran a 4.42. He's 6'1", and he has tremendous range, but he opted out. You can address those positions. Running back is depth. Tackle is depth. It is not any depth at the tight end position. He's one of one. And if you can get him, if you're Jerry Jones, we just heard Damien say this is do or die for Chicago. Well, what the hell is it for the Dallas Cowboys? They're the Yankees of football right now. They're leaning on their reputation. They haven't done anything in a long time. When was the last time we seen them in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl? I'll wait. Ask Michael Irvin. He'll be on in a minute. He'll agree.
I can give you the answer. It was the 1996 season is the last time we saw them there. It has been an awful long time. So, Damien Woody, are you buying in? Are you on the train here? Are we taking Kyle Pitts? Are we moving up and doing what we have to if we're Dallas?
Well, my question to Bart Scott is how many damn footballs is there to go around in that Dallas Cowboys offense? I mean, you got 3 wide receivers. You got Zeke Elliott in the backfield. I mean, how many more weapons does Rain Dakota need in this offense? I mean, you paying him $40 million, and now you're talking about, oh, let's go out here and get him a tight end as well when your defense can't stop a nosebleed. I mean, listen.
You playing my homeboy.
Do I want to see that?
Go ahead, Bart. Go ahead. He called you. Go ahead and answer. Is that a concern? They have so many players on offense.
Yeah, you're paying him less than what you're paying my homeboy. How many weapons does he have? He got a cheetah. He got B Rabbit out there, Travis Kelce. He got Charles Allaire. Give Dak the same respect.
Bart, I mean, come on now. I mean, a tight end, 3 receivers, a running back. I mean, listen, you're paying all of these guys big money, and now you want to add a tight end to the mix too? When your defense is like a wet paper bag over there on the other side. Dan Quinn ain't lining up at the 3 technique stopping the run. So what are we going to do about that, Bart? What are we going to do about that? Because
are you asking me or telling me?
Last time I checked, Dak Prescott, when he was in the mix, they were scoring a bunch of points, but they were still losing. Come on now.
Let me tell you something. D-Wood, I will go down for you man for man, and I guarantee you that the Dallas Cowboys personnel is better than that of the Kansas City Chiefs. I guarantee you that. If we were making a draft,
they damn sure don't play like it. I know that.
Now well off the case. That's because they had Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan's a dinosaur, man. Look what he did. He ruined the Atlanta Falcons. Then he came there, and they tried to go back in a hot tub time machine, and he couldn't do it. He's not with the Baltimore Ravens anymore. But Dan Quinn, he knows how to coach, and it's about getting more out of what you have.
There's nothing that says 2021 quite like a good argument with a 1.5 second delay between every comment. Jeff Darlington, let me come to you on this if I can for a moment. Assess the reality of this for me here. Not that it doesn't make sense, but just how possible or plausible it is. Where does he have to get up to if he's going to get Pitts, who everybody wants?
Well, and I think that's the most complicated part of this. Even if we say that, yeah, the Cowboys should draft and find whatever way they can to get up and get Kyle Pitts, like, the Dolphins, to me, are another team that feel like that he'd be a perfect fit for. So why would they be willing to necessarily move out of their spot to let the Cowboys move in and trade him? Like, that to me is a tougher thing to get my head around than the idea of Jerry Jones doing something crazy enough like moving up. So, like, to me, I don't see it happen because I think that Pitts, it's like saying, like, yeah, the Dolphins should go get Trevor Lawrence. Like, that's probably a smart thing to do. It's just not going to happen. It's not practical. I don't know how Jerry Jones is wrapping his head around the logic, the practicality of getting up to get Pitts.
It would be expensive. There's no question. If the 4th pick in this draft winds up being a quarterback one way or the other, and Cincinnati decides to take an offensive tackle, which is what they should do to protect their young quarterback, then I think 6 is the absolute basement, whatever the ceiling or the basement, the lowest he could possibly fall. So thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.